Hi, Jeff.
Any better?
It turned out okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you see me all right?
Yeah, I see you great. And so now it looks like it's recording. The recording is good. I'll just mention to the people, I'll just mention, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and this is Jeff Krow. He's a customer of ours who purchased a Luraco Irobot X7. And yesterday we did this interview, and after it was done, all we could hear was his side. I couldn't hear the questions I was asking or the insights that I was trying to offer to what he was saying. So it was just kind of a waste of 20 minutes. I'm so sorry, Jeff. So Jeff's been kind enough to come back today again and give it another shot. So why don't we just get right into it, Jeff, and just maybe tell our viewers a little bit about how you arrived at the Arbot 7 and why you chose that chair.
I split my time between Portland and Arizona, and on the way down to the Tucson area this past October, I stopped in on the show at the showroom in Utah and had a chance to meet with Alan and try out probably almost every chair he had in the showroom. And specifically, I wanted a chair that would be effective on my neck and shoulders since I do a lot of cycling and swimming, and it seems like my neck and shoulders are impacted in those two sports. So I went and tried out quite a few of the chairs, starting at the inexpensive side and working my way up. And the Luraco i7 robotics chair by far hit the right areas that I wanted to work on. And I was very impressed with it. And the other chairs didn't quite fit the bill and were kind of weak in those particular areas. So that's the one that I chose.
Great choice. It is one of our most popular selling chairs, if not our most popular selling chair at the present time. Well-made, American-made chair. But you had mentioned that you got it like for some neck stuff, and I think I asked you this yesterday, what particular symptoms you bought it for, why you wanted a massage chair, and then what you've noticed since you've had the chair that maybe you hadn't expected to feel or experience as a result of the chair.
Well, it certainly improved my sleeping in that many nights I will take a massage before I go to bed. Seems like I'm sleeping longer and a little bit more relaxed. Um, it has assisted me in having less issues with the neck and shoulder, even though I still do, because you're constantly almost re-aggravating it a little bit when you do that kind of sport, when you're hunched over on a bike, and your hands on the handlebars, or when you're swimming and for 45 minutes. Certainly couldn't say that the pain has completely gone away. And actually, it's not really pain. It's just kind of stiffness and soreness and not full rotation. Um, and so for that, though, it's been very, very helpful. And I have tried pretty much every program that comes with the chair. And I very much like I don't know if you can see this. It's almost like a cell phone. And it's very, very easy to use and very quick to understand. So I've gone through about every single program that it has and have several favorites that I kind of rotate around. And there's also one that's a quick 10-minute program. So if you're in a hurry or you want to have a second one during the day, that one seems to come in handy because it seems to cover a little bit of everything.
Did you okay, with the stiffness you experience when you're cycling and whatnot, did you notice a change in the onset of it, or how long it would last? Like, for example, the chair doesn't necessarily get rid of your discomfort, but it might minimize the discomfort. It might delay the onset of the discomfort because of the use of the chair regularly. Did you notice anything like that?
Well, I don't know if it would delay it, but it probably relieves it quicker. And I've noticed less. I think it's probably been cut back somewhat, the amount. But those kind of activities, you're concentrating, you're bent over on a bike, or you're swimming and turning your head and holding your head up.
Right.
And I'm not the most efficient swimmer, so I'm sure, for someone else, it may be a different experience. But for me, it kind of maybe lessens the symptoms, and it certainly gives me relief from them.
Do you feel
Um,
like your range of motion's increased at all? Do you feel like you can turn your head more, or you've got more of that?
Well, I know I'm swimming better, and that could just be the fact of doing it. I'm able to do it longer, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a true statement. And it's carried over to my biking because swimming, with all the kicking you do,
Right.
has definitely strengthened my legs. So I guess the massage chair is it kind of assists me in recovering faster, and it just maybe the symptoms are a little bit less. I know without it, I'd be much stiffer, and I typically don't wake up with the problem.
Yeah.
So it's just been a nice help, in my lifestyle here because I'm very active.
Now, what are some of the things you like about the chair? You mentioned the stretch. What are some things you like about the chair? What are some things that maybe uh, that didn't mean that much to you?
Well,
Change.
I like the stretching program. And this may be available in other chairs, but I didn't notice it too much, at least trying them out, at your store. It kind of pulls on your leg, stretches your leg out. That's a nice feeling. And I know that if you take away the headrest or pull it back, then you can get very much in a manual program and concentrate on the neck and shoulders. I've done that as well. The feature on the chair that maybe other chairs have that hasn't really done anything for me is I guess it's like the seat kind of turns a little bit, and I'm not sure what that really accomplishes because you're still sitting in the chair in the same position, so it's not like it's pulling your legs out sideways or anything. Because I notice that the seat does rotate a little bit, just somewhat.
Yeah.
And frankly, I haven't gotten much from that, and you'd be the better person to describe what that's supposed to do, if anything.
Yeah. There's a few chairs that offer that. Some call it a seat swivel. Inata calls it the Dreamwave feature, and it's ideal for just inducing motion in the lower section of the spine. It's kind of what it does. But did you find it was difficult for you to get used to the intensity of it?
Well, it comes right out of the box. In I think there's 5 levels of intensity,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's set up initially on a 3. And I noticed at the very beginning, of course, 3 was fairly intense.
Yeah.
And I've worked up to a 4 now, and I've noticed a significant difference between the 3 and the 4. The 5, I guess, is the heaviest, and I think I have set the 5 on the neck and shoulders in a few different programs just to test it out to see if it was too extreme, and I pretty much stayed with that. One of the nice features on this chair is, and maybe others have it as well, is you can preset the user profile, so it doesn't have to scan your whole body every time.
Yeah.
It's a neat feature if somebody's coming over because then it's effective for working on their particular body type.
Yeah.
The heat program is very nice. The program with the little balls on your feet where it massages your feet, that's okay. That's nothing that special to me. The top of the legs, of course, don't seem to get any massage out of it, but I understand that unless something covered up your whole leg, you're not going to get that.
Yeah.
But in some ways, it comes close to getting a regular massage. In other ways, it doesn't. But it seems to be very effective for me in working on what I wanted to. And the fact that it gives you the shiatsu program is neat because it has a couple different types of massage that it does. That comes closest to what a real masseuse would do. At least I seem to have noticed that because I had been getting massages for years. Where I lived, there was a woman that I'd get a massage every other week, and it never would last very long, the effect, to be honest with you. The fact that I can do this daily seems to, the effect kind of stays. The fact you can reinforce it. So I've certainly saved money with that.
How many times do you use that chair? I think you had mentioned it was sometimes even more than once a day.
Yeah, almost every single day, at least once. Some days maybe twice. Either first thing in the morning or later in the evening. But I try to use it every single day, and found it very effective. and the 20 minutes goes by real quickly just because you kind of know what's going to happen next.
Right.
And it's also extremely relaxing. I've tried the couple music samples that come with it, and I imagine that I could probably put music on with it. So, that's kind of just an added thing. And the voice that comes on, it tells you what program you're in and if you have heat on. And that comes out at the end, and it gives you instructions on how to get the chair to come back up again. But I found that I learned really fast.
What's that?
I found that I learned within a week. I felt like I had mastered most of what the chair has to offer, because initially it can be kind of overwhelming, not knowing what to do. Because I tried the chair just the one time at your store, and now within a week I felt I kind of mastered it. And I've had it now 2 months, and I pretty much have gone through everything because it's very easy to navigate. I can't say that enough, because some of the other models you had, the remotes seem to be kind of awkward. This is very intuitive, kind of like a cell phone.
Now that you've gone through the experience and you did the hunt for the chair, you chose your chair, you got the chair into your home. For those of our viewers who are still considering buying a chair, what would be, are there any tips or recommendations you'd give them about the whole process?
Well, it may be an imposition for some people, but if they could try out a variety of chairs in person, if they can, I think they would have a chance to be much more satisfied initially that they got the right chair for themselves. And I realize for some people, you're just too far away. And I don't know what you suggest for them, because what you offer, unlike most stores, is all these different models. If Costco has a program, they bring one particular model in, and you can try that. And I know the back stores, have one or two. So I guess to know exactly what you're looking for, to what symptoms you've got, and then you were very helpful to me in describing a particular chair that says this is pretty helpful for that problem. Yeah. I think if somebody needs to do research, read what other people have said about the chair, and just decide what they're looking for, because there's some similarities to a lot of the chairs. This one seemed to be at least more of a quote medical type of a chair. I felt like it was a kind of a step up.
Yeah, definitely is, definitely is. And I remember when you sat in it, it was kind of like it was almost like a wow experience for you. Like you sat in all these other chairs. I think we were trying to keep it within a certain budget that you had, and then just for kicks and giggles, we sat you on that chair, and boy, it was almost like an instantaneous wow.
It absolutely was, because I was kind of at that point, after being in the store for a couple hours, I was discouraged. Yeah. Thinking like, I've tried all these and nothing is really doing it. Yeah. And this particular one was like, oh man, I think I told you, because it was like, it was a little more than I thought I would be spending. Yeah. But, made in the USA, and the quality that it has, and the fact that, it's got leather in all the right places. It just made well.
Yeah, it is. Truly is a well-made chair. We're very fond of it. Well, Jeff, I think that's just about it, eh? I really appreciate this. Unless you have some parting shots or some information that you want to share at the very tail end of this, but I really appreciate you taking the time again.
Well, I would recommend that when it's delivered to whoever would buy it, that they have someone to help them. It wasn't like it was so much the weight, it was just trying to attach the arms onto it. It's not complicated, but a second person makes it a lot easier. Yeah. And I don't think you don't have to be incredibly strong, the two people. It's just putting the arms on, and the rest of it was fairly quick. Yeah. And once I got one side on, the other one went much faster. And I was very lucky in that the guy who brought it in, I just asked him, and he helped me carry it into the house. Nice. Because it could be a little bit daunting. And then once I had it where I wanted it and got the arms on, the rest of it was pretty easy. And I knew if I had to do it again, it'd be much easier. But it's a little bit daunting initially. Yeah. And I guess for some people, the service, the white glove service might be worth it, but I have a single level house. So that made it much easier than it would have been if I had the chair in my Portland house that has, a couple stories.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. That's good advice, and appreciate that. But listen, thank you, Jeff, so much again for taking so much time to help us out with this, and hopefully this video will help someone else make a decision about either buying a chair you bought or buying a chair from us, or deciding on what kind of chair they want. But I think this will certainly help them.
No problem. Hope this comes out, and you let me know that it came through.
Yeah, you bet. Hopefully this one worked. Thank you so much, my friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care of yourself now.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.